All right, let's drain into one of the greatest tragedies ever written. Shakespeare's King Lear is a powerhouse of a story, all about how one colossal mistake, born from a king's own pride, can literally tear a kingdom apart.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How does a man who has absolute power end up with absolutely nothing? To figure that out, we have to go right back to the beginning, to the one scene where it all starts to go wrong.
So picture this. We're in King Lear's royal court. He's getting older, he's ready to retire, but he's not exactly planning on fading into the background. Nope. Instead, he decides to play this very public and very, very dangerous game with his daughters.
So what's Lear's grand idea here? Well, step one seems pretty smart on the surface. Divide the kingdom now so his kids don't fight over it later. Okay, makes sense. But it's the method where everything just goes completely off the rails. He sets up a public love test, forcing his daughters to compete to basically perform for their inheritance. And the real goal? He wants to keep all the perks, the title, the praise, the glory, but dump all the actual responsibility. Classic case of wanting to have your cake and eat it too.
And this, right here, is where the drama really kicks in. Lear's so-called love test puts his three daughters squarely in the hot seat. But this isn't just about who loves Dad the most. It's a test of their true character. And their answers are about to decide the fate of everyone.
First up to the plate, you've got Goneril and Regan, the two older sisters. And let me tell you, these two immediately get the memo. They are sharp, they're ambitious, and they totally understand the game their father is playing. They know exactly what he wants to hear.
And this just perfectly shows the massive gap between how things look and how they really are. What they say, oh, it's beautiful, over-the-top stuff, claiming their love is so immense it can't even be put into words. But what they actually mean, that's a whole different story. It's all an act. They're greedy, they're ruthless, and they're just using flattery as a weapon to get what they want, power and land.
And then there's Cordelia, the youngest and supposedly Lear's favorite. You can just see her watching her sister's phony performance with total disbelief. See, she's just built differently. She's sincere, she's got integrity, and she absolutely refuses to play her father's twisted game.
So when Lear turns to his favorite daughter, expecting her to outdo her sisters, and asks what she has to say, her answer is one single, stunning word: nothing. In a royal court that's all about grand speeches and ceremony, that one word just lands like a bomb.
So why does she say that? It's not because she doesn't love him. It's because she believes love isn't a performance. It's not a public competition. For her, love is shown through your actions, through loyalty, through your duty to someone, not through empty words you say to win a prize. In this court full of lies, she's the only one telling the truth.
So you'd think being honest would be a good thing, right? Well, not in Lear's court. Cordelia's honesty is met with an immediate and absolutely disastrous fallout. In this one moment, the entire world of the play gets flipped on its head. Lies are rewarded, and the truth is punished. I mean, just look at the results. It's shocking. The flatterers, Goneril and Regan, walk away with the entire kingdom. And the people who tell the truth, Cordelia, gets disowned and banished. And it doesn't even stop there. The loyal Earl of Kent, who dares to speak up for her, gets banished too. In Lear's new world, being honest is basically a crime.
So why does Lear react like this? It all comes down to his ego. He is completely blinded by his own pride. He doesn't hear his daughter's integrity. All he hears is what he thinks is rejection. His ego is so massive and so wounded that he just can't tell the difference between fake flattery and real love.
Okay, let's pull back from the plot for just a second. This single, explosive scene does so much more than just kick off the story. It lays the groundwork for every single major theme that's going to drive the rest of this tragedy.
And this scene is a perfect illustration of what we call the tragic flaw. For King Lear, it's crystal clear. His fatal weakness is his terrible judgment, a kind of blindness to the truth that's fueled by his out-of-control pride and probably a deep-seated insecurity. This is the weakness that's going to bring him down.
And just think about all the ideas that spring from this one scene. You've got appearance versus reality, you've got blindness and misjudgment, the big fight between truth and flattery, the corrupting nature of power and pride, even complex ideas about what parents expect from their children. It's all right here.
So it's pretty obvious why this opening scene is so important, right? It's not just the start of the plot. It's the one wrong turn, the first catastrophic step that sends everything hurtling toward tragedy.
So what should we take away from all this? Well, Shakespeare leaves us with some powerful lessons. That true love is about actions, not showy words.
that having power without the wisdom to use it is a recipe for total ruin. And maybe most important, that pride can make you blind to the very people who love you the most and destroy not just families, but entire kingdoms.
And all of that leaves us with a final question that feels just as powerful today as it did 400 years ago. In a world that so often seems to reward a good performance and slick flattery, what is the real price of being honest?